So your mid-sized company is looking for a new phone system, and one of the cloud PBX vendors that you've heard about is Nextiva, and you'd like some more reviews on them. Well, you come to the right place. I've owned a business telecommunications brokerage for 18 years, so I'm really familiar with all the major players that mid-sized companies should be looking at when it comes to cloud PBX and telecommunications services. We have a lot of customers with Nextiva. We've had a lot of experience working with them and been on, hundreds of demos with them. So I definitely wanted to make a video to tell you what I find unique about Nextiva compared to the other options out there. But before I get started, I wanted to mention a few quick things. Number one, if you want pricing on Nextiva or you want additional information, reach out to me. Don't contact them directly. I'll tell you why. You're going to end up with better pricing and you're going to end up with better customer service. Now, I don't know what's better than that, but definitely reach out to me. And oh, by the way, no, you do not have to pay us anything to work with us and have us give you pricing on Nextiva. That's actually, as a broker, Nextiva and all the other service providers pay us our broker fees. So companies like yours don't have to. So no excuse. Reach out to me if you want to demo Nextiva or get pricing on them. And it's a nice thank you to me for doing this video. So I'd really appreciate it. Now, number two, there's a bunch of cool stuff on Nextiva that I could tell you, but I have to consolidate it a little bit. So if there's any naysayers out there saying, oh, what about this or what about that? Well, I can't cover every single thing in this video that everyone thinks is kind of cool. What I'm trying to cover are the things that I personally think are important to mid-sized companies that Nextiva has that are unique, that not every single service provider has. So that's what's covered here in this video. And again, if you want more information, you definitely can reach out to me. I'm happy to help you there. Last but not least, I'm only going to hit on the positive stuff on this video. As in all my review videos, I only talk about positive things about vendors because that's the way I'd want it done to me, so that's the way I do it. All right, well, let's jump into it. First and foremost about Nextiva is customer service. They do a really good job committing to customer service. I mean, you'll hear them talking about it all the time, exceptional service. That's really what they want to be known for, and they really strive and prioritize that. Now, do they have a problem here and there? Every single service provider has a problem here and there. But their commitment to customer service is what I like. They're always really committed to it, and you can always find good people within their company that are willing to help out and jump in and try to figure out what's going on and fix the problem. So that to me really stands out. As someone who's been in the industry a long time, everyone says they have customer service. You'll never find a provider that says they have bad customer service, but not a lot of providers really deliver on what they say. And I've found over the years that Nextiva actually does. That being said, something that backs it up, on something like training, something Nextiva does that not really many other service providers offer is unlimited live one-on-one training on the system. That's how committed they are to customer service. So if you get Nextiva and you have hundreds of employees, you're adding employees all the time. The best way to make sure those employees use all the tools available on this cool cloud PBX solution that you just bought for them is to make sure they're trained properly. And do you want to have to train them internally and spend resources to do that? No, and most companies don't. So those new employees come on, they never really learn the system, so they don't really take advantage of the tools typically. Well, a company like Nextiva, all they have to do is call Nextiva and schedule a training, and somebody at Nextiva will take the time to walk them through the phone system step by step and show them all the features and train them on it one by one, and they don't charge you for it. So that just shows you their commitment to customer service. They're putting their money where their mouth is on that type of stuff. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory here. Nextiva has a ton of out-of-the-box integrations, whether it's Google or Outlook or Salesforce. They have built-in integrations with all these different software solutions right away. So why that's a benefit to a mid-sized company, most mid-sized companies, it's a huge benefit to have their cloud PBX solution integrated with their CRM or ERP software because it automatically tracks activity within customer records for them. So they're not having to rely on employees to type all that stuff in. It automatically logs calls and things like that under a customer record. So big plus, you definitely want to do that, but you don't want to have to pay a cloud PBX vendor to custom build an integration for you. Instead, it's a lot nicer if they have a lot of that stuff out of the box, especially for the big names. So that's a nice plus for them. Another thing Nextiva has that I find really useful is SMS messaging from your soft phone. So you can send and receive text messages from your work number instead of your cell phone number. That's a feature that not all cloud PBX vendors have. Like for instance, Microsoft Teams does not offer that, but Nextiva does. So I think that's a huge plus for them. Speaking of Microsoft Teams, another thing I like about Nextiva is that they actually offer full Microsoft Teams phone system integration, and they don't charge you an extra fee for the integration. So for instance, if you want to have Nextiva bells and whistles, but you want to use Microsoft Teams as your company's soft phone, as the primary app, you don't want to use the Nextiva app at all, you want to use Teams as your company's phone system app, Nextiva can do that for you, and they don't charge you an extra fee to do it. So there's a lot of vendors who can do it, but they'll charge you like $4 a user to do it. Nextiva will do it for you, and they'll do it for free. So that's a great plus for mid-sized companies, especially after the pandemic. I know a lot of you guys are using Teams a lot, and that's a nice benefit to just have one app for the soft phone that everybody's already using Teams. Now you can use that for your phone system too. A cool little feature that Nextiva offers that I really like is the ability to add a ton of people to an existing call without having to jump over to a conference bridge. So say you're on a phone call with somebody, this happens all the time in business, and you want to be able to add more people onto that call on the fly without having to say, hey, let's hang up and jump on my conference bridge. I'll email everybody my conference bridge ID. Wouldn't it just be easier to say, hey, let's bring in Kathleen into this call right now. Let's bring in John into this call right now. Let's just add them to our call. You can outbound dial and add more people into that call all the time. You can also inbound bridge people onto that call as well. So you can merge in incoming calls into your calls as well. So just very flexible for adding people onto a conference call or just a normal call, turning a normal call into a conference call on the fly, which we all know in business, once you start getting on the phone, stuff starts taking place and you never know where that call is going to go. It's nice to have that extra option, especially if you're a mid-sized company. You probably have a decent sized sales department that's doing that kind of stuff all the time, or a management team that's doing that stuff all the time. So a nice feature to have. Last, but definitely not least in my book, is that Nextiva has an unbundled pricing option, which is fantastic for mid-sized companies. So what that means is that your typical pricing plan for a cloud PBX is they charge you $15 to $20 per user per month, and each one of those extensions or users gets a simultaneous call path. Well, if you have 500 people in your company, you do not need 500 call paths, and even more so, you don't need to be paying for 500 call paths. But with Nextiva, they have an option, what they call unbundled pricing or call path model pricing, which means you pay a lot less per user. You pay $10 or so per month per extension, and then you pay for simultaneous call paths separately, like around $20 or so per month per call path. So why that's cool is that if you have a lot of extensions and a lot of people in the company, now obviously the pricing I mentioned can be discounted a little bit for volume, so that's not their exact pricing, that's just ballpark. But if you start doing the math, that's going to save you thousands of dollars a month if you do unbundled pricing as opposed to paying more per month and getting a call path for everybody. So a great pricing model for mid-sized companies. I hope that was some good information for you on Nextiva. Again, if you want to see their product demoed, if you want to get pricing from Nextiva, call me directly. I'll make sure you get way better pricing. I'll make sure you get excellent customer service if you choose to go with Nextiva. Our customers get the best Nextiva customer service possible. So if that's the case, or you maybe just want some more information on Nextiva, just reach out. I'm happy to help. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to hit the like button down below, and I will catch you on the next video.